Hello, welcome to this your channel of the better Eurofan. Text me. After the secret that Ronella Hayate had revealed to us in last year's contest, in which unfortunately she did not pass from the semi-final despite being one of the favorites of the edition, Albania keeps on with its participation, hoping to revert the flood sufferer and being among the finalists again. We will check out now to the chosen artist this time to represent the Balkan nation on Liverpool. Let's go! For today's episode, I'm going to review the Albanian entry for Eurovision 2023, which has been represented by the group formed by Albina and Familja Kelmendi with the song Duje, which in English translates in contest as Love It. Let's start by taking a look to her biography and career, as well as the participation with her family at Eurovision. Albina Kelmendi is a Kosovo-Albanian pop singer and songwriter, coming from the city of Peja, by then part of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, nowadays part of Kosovo. Since very early age, she learned to play clarinet and piano in a music school on her hometown, and she started to perform with her family under the name of Family Band. And talking about the family, Albina is joined by her fathers, Duje and Albina, musicians that have spent most of their career performing at weddings both in Albania and abroad, and also by her siblings Sidrella, Besa and Novin, all of them singers too, besides their vocal skills. Her father Duje and her sister Besa plays the guitar, while her sister Sidrella plays the violin, and her brother Alvin plays the piano. It is evident that music is a family matter to them. Much later, Albina will get to know this in the Albanian musical scene, with her participation as a soloist in 2014 in the 4th season of the Albanian version of The Voice, where she has been mentored by renowned Albanian singer Elsa Lila, placing as second finalist by the end of the season, which will be the beginning of her musical career. The following year, she will take part as well in the 12th edition of the Albanian musical contest Top Fest, with an original composition from her. Since then, she has released several singles throughout these years, although it was not until June of last year when she decided to release her debut studio album. Now we will check out how the Eurovision experience begins for her, in which she will not do it on her own, but she wanted to count with her family as well, in a revival of those years as a family band. As usual, the Albanian public broadcaster will organize what it went to be the 61st edition of the mythical Festival i Këngës, which serves as national final to select the Albanian representative on Eurovision. For this, a submission period was open of June of last year for Albanian artists and songwriters to send their proposals to the Albanian Musical Festival. Months later, in late October of last year, the 26 artists that will participate were revealed, with 16 established artists and 10 emerging artists. It is good to remark in this case that this edition brought very important changes, taking many elements from Sanremo Music Festival in Italy. First, unlike past years, the songs will not be known officially until the live performances. Second, full shows will be made for the very first time, with 2 semi-finals and nostalgia show like the 4th night of the Sanremo Music Festival and a final show. Third, the jury will select the final show to the 3 super finalists and choosing the winner among these 3, but the winner selected will not have automatically the ticket to Liverpool. And finally, for the very first time in all the history of the Albanian Musical Festival used as a national final, the Albanian representative will be selected among the 3 super finalists solely by televote. This is mostly the most radical change, because traditionally the jury has had the decision on the representative, with the public not having any power and voting decision. But this time they wanted to make a change, due to the controversies that had happened with the choices from the jury in the last years. Albina and her family will participate in the musical festival as one of the established artists, having an automatic spot in the final show. They will make their first appearance in the first semi-final, performing the song for the very first time, while in the final show they were one of the 3 super finalists, together with Elsa Lila, Albina's coach on The Voice, and the group too far after the deliberation of the jury. Then later, Elsa was proclaimed as the winner by the jury, being her third victory in the Albanian Musical Festival, with Albina and her family placing second. But it does not end there, as the public will have to turn for the very first time to decide which one of the three super finalists would represent Albania at Eurovision. Finally, after the counting of the votes, it was revealed that Albina and her family were the chosen ones by the public, gaining subsequently the ticket to represent Albania on Liverpool. Following the heavy in the Albanian entries, the song will go on a revamp as usual, as regards the version to be performed at the contest, which has been revealed during last March with the release of the official music video. A comeback to traditional and folk roots as it can be noticed. Now here comes the analysis according to what they have presented in their proposal. The melody is a typical Balkan ethnic pop song, remarking that the song has not been too much overproduced during the revamp compared to past entries, then keeping most of its essence from the original composition. I will say in this case that Albina is the lead singer, while the family members are the backing singers that join her, and also the vocal extravaganza moments are not missed, which we are used to in the Albanian entries. As usual, the lyrics are written in Albanian. About the context behind the lyrics, this describes an ending relationship, with a feeling of emptiness and confusion emerge thereafter, and that makes me difficult to move forward, without losing the importance of love, even though it is over. Reading in detail, previously translated at first, the verses talk about the dilemma of keeping or not the union in the family, despite the fact that the spouses do not love each other anymore and wanting to split, with all the consequences carried with it. In that same line, Albina and her family has stated in an interview that it not only talks about the splitting of the couple, but in a wide sense, about the splitting of all the family members. However, beyond that dilemma, it is on the pre-chorus and the chorus where is the central theme of the song, remarking the power of love and the importance on holding on to that feeling, reinforcing the idea that relationships can be fragile and that we should do everything we can to preserve the love we share with others. If we make a comparison of the lyrics with their statements, there is a common point. A family is inevitably split, which is paradoxical as they as a united family are performing the song. Now, reflecting about the context behind the lyrics, there will be circumstances in which a married couple does not love each other anymore for many reasons and motivations, eventually making the decision of taking separate ways, being much complicated if they have formed a family with kids. If that will be the case, you cannot pretend that couple to stay together but unhappy just for duty, as an excuse to keeping the union of the family no matter what, and that is neither logical and not prudent. It is more realistic to make the commitment to be for the kids no matter what, although they start having separate lives, and that they will have to learn to live with it. Having reviewed the song, now I'm going to analyze the official music video released for this proposal. Plot begins with Albina entering into a house, which seems like it is abandoned because of its lobby aspect. When she gets in, you can see the lobby of the house, where there are many frames with pictures in one of the walls, figuring out that it was the family house sometime where she used to live. Then Albina starts to perform the first verse looking sad and heartbroken. She tries to call her brother Albin, which is seen in one of the pictures, but he, being in a business meeting, rejects to attend her call. There are also other shots from her sisters Sidorella and Besa, like talking about the situation of the family while eating salads on a table. Albina continues walking by over the house with a lot of sorrow, until she gets to a specific bedroom, with the furniture covered with fabrics to protect them from the dust. In some moments she closes her eyes. The image turns more intense and saturate, and suddenly when she opens her eyes again, Albina appears joined by her parents Bujar and Albana, who are performing the first chorus, while she is looking at the bedroom as she reminds it many years ago, when she together with her siblings and relatives were kids, and were having fun in that bedroom. She briefly smiles, but when she closes and opens her eyes again, the image is less intense and saturated, losing the expression of her face from moments ago. She has had a memory from her childhood. A similar episode happens when she's in the kitchen, recalling the moments when she, being a little girl, used to prepare desserts with her parents in the kitchen, while they were having fun doing it. Then later, mugshots of Albina are seen performing the second verse, with much sorrow sitting on a couch, covered with a fabric in the living room of the house. By the second chorus, there is imagery of the entire family entering into the house when it was still habitable, I guess still associated with memories from Albina as well, with Albin playing the piano while Cinderella and Bessa singing by his side, of her son hanging with her mother Albana, while her father Duje is throwing wood to the fireplace of the house, and of the entire family playing music and singing while drinking wine next to the fireplace. Suddenly, in the song's outro, Albina has an outburst and starts to throw away the fabrics covering the furniture in the living room, while she starts to cry unconsolably and still singing the song. This is undoubtedly interpreted as that longing for those years, where all of them used to live happily together, but that for many reasons and circumstances it has ceased to be that way. Towards the end of the music video, the rest of the family suddenly appear in the living room of the house, shocked after seeing Albina there, with the furniture uncovered and the fabrics on the floor, closing the performance with a close-up of Albina with a mournful face, because of all the sadness and the crying from before. Making a summary of the comments, the Albanian entry for this year has not convinced me always. The fact of an entire family singing about a family that is splitting leaves me with mixed feelings. Probably more people will get to the same conclusion as me, although anyone can have its own opinion on the matter. In any way, the crucial point stands on how the audience will embrace this proposal. Regarding the staging at the musical festival, Albina and her family are at the center of the stage, surrounded by the orchestra. She performs the song's intro very intense and passionate, while her family stands behind her. Albina's outfit is remarkable despite being completely black, as it is a mix of a dress and a casual outfit. With the first verse, both her brother Albin and her sisters Cinderella and Bessa step to the front with her, all of them wearing black outfits. Then in the first chorus, her father Bujar and her mother Albina step to the front, holding hands with Albina, where the father wears a simple outfit with a white shirt and black pants, while the mother wears a nice white dress. During the instrumental interlude, all of them make a little dance to the rhythm of the song. I do not get this, to be honest, but well, let's see how it goes. The dynamics are mostly the same during the performance, with stardust in the visual graphics and red and blue spotlights. For the song's outro, Albina gets on her knees to sing with much more intensity and passion, symbolizing grief and sorrow, finishing the performance almost bent on the floor. The performance was fine, and although personally I had my reservations, there is no doubt that the proposal was well received by the Albanian public. For the staging in Liverpool, it could be seen during the rehearsals that the family will be mostly at the center of the stage, like in the musical festival. There is also much more use of the visual graphics, and some red handkerchiefs seen waved by all of them. It comes to attention the outfit worn by Albina in this case, which resembles a traditional Albanian costume with a modern touch, while the rest of the family are wearing black outfits, with all of them dressed like that is like they are on grief. Watching their live performance in the second semi-final, there is much more drama in comparison with the Albanian musical festival. At first, the stage is almost in dark with red lights, getting more intense while Albina sings the song's intro with a lot of passion. During the first verse, you can see red roots in the visual graphics, which are casually online with each one of the members of the family, while the one from Albina's is seen in the floor LED screen, where the red spotlights are still predominant, while Albina and her siblings perform the song being almost motionless. By the first chorus, the roots become golden, and the two parents start to move trying to get close to Albina, where their roots converge to the center where she is. When the rest of the siblings join them in the chorus, their golden roots also converge to Albina, creating a sort of symbolism for a family union as it can be understood. In the instrumental interlude, the roots become red again, and they replace the little dance for a simple choreography with red handkerchiefs waved in the air. During the second verse, the roots become white, while in the second chorus, all the roots converge to the center where Albina is, later transforming into a being of lightning bolts, which emanates stardust at the center of the LED screen, as seen often fire columns on the stage. By the song's outro, while Albina sings more passionately while she gets on her knees and is surrounded by her family, the beam of lightning bolts seen in the LED screen explodes, which I can understand as that moment when the links are breaking and the family gets divided in the song, closing the performance with all of them raising their left hands and looking to the sky. I have to say that this was an evolution of the staging, which has been loaded with much symbolism, as well as Albina and her family were pretty good, with very remarkable harmonies between all of them, which were enough for them to qualify to the final. Later during the grand final, the counting of the votes has revealed very few points awarded from the jury, being at the 21st place at first, but even with the points received from the public, these were not enough to gain more places in the ranking, finishing instead in the 22nd place. Despite not achieving a higher score, it was still a notable performance from Albania, which were among the finalists once again. After their journey to the contest, Albina has moved forward with her musical career as a soloist, having released another single quite recently, while her family opted to be at the background, although they will not be missed moments, sharing musical sessions in the intimacy of the family house for sure. And you, what do you think about the Albanian entry for this year? Leave your comments down below to keep the discussion. And this is it for today's episode. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel and enable notifications. In my social media you can also find me and follow me. Take care and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.